Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but a Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They call me Bobby Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my voice mine. My tracks flame like a dilute. I order blood on my tongue. Thinking this is warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist but you smell me. One spot, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Just throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. My verse is thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink, they gon' pull up, but drink a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I pour all the planks, you use Decepticons. Straight rappers to the streets like Cobra. 80s they floating like up in the storage and I'm man. Up, down, man, I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja Turtle rap, Turtle Clans get defeated. High samurai, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a diver. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can't stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To get that honey sauce on me, I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What is going on, everybody? This is your man, Drake Mack, coming to you again with another episode of the Drake Mack Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. You're from the West Coast. Get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And on today, we're actually going to learn a little bit about Mr. Terrific. This is going to be a reaction video for Variant, the Variant channel, Variant Comic channel. They do an excellent job as far as like breaking down different characters. Breaking down different characters and stuff like that. So we're going to get into a little bit of the origin and the history of Mr. Terrific. And today, this is one of those times where I don't got time because I got to be out of here because I have to take my car to the shop today. So I'm not going to be on here, and I put this on Everything I Love. This is probably going to be a 30-minute show at the max because I really got to get up out of here. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Unless you're a Tyrone Magnus fan and you trolling me in the comment section. Because, am I not trolling you back? I love it. Anyway, hope you guys are happy. Hope you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant over at the Heavy Gant channel. But you already know how I do. If you've been here long enough, the real question is,
Are you
Say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
all right. Let me just shout out to everybody who is in the chat. Marley Mar, what's up? Good morning. The church IT Roberta is up in here. Good morning. What is up, Key? What's up, Key? What's up? Holler at me in about an hour and a half too. Groovy Fee, what's up? Good morning. Nice to see you up in here. Xavier Phoenix, what's up? Good morning. Aisha, good morning. Junior Network, good morning. Mr. Terrific was the MVP though. He did have some standout moments. Enrique, good morning. Dr. J, good morning. Azelle Ray, good morning. Enrique, what's good? What's up? Six of Truth, good morning. Savage Cabbage, good morning. Go on, clock in to work. Erica D, what's going on? AKA She Loves Fantasy. Good morning. The Heroine Channel, good morning. Justice No, good morning. Basically, that's what we got. Rashad Walker, good morning. All right. Let me get to a couple things, and then we'll get right into the Mr. Terrific conversation. Of course, let's shout out everybody who is a part of the crew. And of course, if you want to be a part of the crew, you're new to the channel, you watch this for the first time. Yes, I do reaction videos. I talk about comic book movies, comic books, whatever in this comic book space. You know what I'm saying? Whether we reacted to, people just doing weird stuff in this comic space, which I'm going to have a conversation about that. I want to see if you guys want to hear my take, or should I do a video about it here in a second? Just by being like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I had this conversation with my brother about being a black nerd and being in these spaces where, we kind of get treated differently because I'm a collector and stuff like that. And I'm gonna get to that conversation in just a second. You know what I mean? But if you want to be a part of the crew, all you got to do, hit the join button, subscribe, you get all the videos early. Once we get a set number of people, we're gonna have priority conversation, just members only. So let's go. Let's plug the crew. Hold up. Wait a minute. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching, and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. So again, shout out to all of the people that is a part of the crew. Hey, Mickey G, good morning. Tyra J, good morning. No, the Screaming Ghost in Thor: Love and Thunder was on a whole nother level of trash. That was annoying. And just think about it. Really, Hulk Girl didn't get nothing about, I want to say, a total minute-wise, about 5 minutes of a screen time. So I can't compare that with no. The Council of Tones. Good morning. Manolo, good morning. Let me see. Boycott Activision. What's up? Right, but you know what, 60 Truth, it's not really all that uncommon because they never put him in the zeitgeist of DC. If you really think about it, when you think about Mr. Terrific, you're not thinking like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Oh snap, Mr. Terrific, he on the same level as Black Panther over in the DCU. You know what I mean? He's the DCU's like, you know, Black Panther or whatever as far as popularity. He was never that popular, never on the level of that popular. And one thing that was annoying, and that's why I had to change the thumbnail, put representation on here, because there was a lot of people that were saying, oh man, he was talking jive, and you know what I'm saying, sound like a 70s character, because he had a little raspiness in his voice and he talked direct. And he was like, yeah, Mariah's over here. This is no different than what we seen on the Wesley Snipes Blade, but nobody said Blade sound like he was coming out of Superfly either. You know what I mean? So, and then this whole thing, like I put it as representation because number one, Mr. Terrific did not slack in any area. So if someone who is watching, watching Mr. Terrific for the first time on the big screen, you got a strong black man. Let's keep it real. What's up, Persetta? You got a strong black man who ain't taking no mess. Matter of fact, because I went to go watch it again yesterday for the third time because I fell asleep on my IMAX. I'm not even gonna lie. I fell asleep on the IMAX. I was sleepy. Dude, I'm getting old. I can't be hanging out with the big dogs no more. I'm getting old. But so I'm watching it. So people was like, man, they even had Mr. Terrific joking, talking about, about the dog. I'm like, the reason why he went off on Superman bringing the dog because crypto ate his tech. And this is a billionaire, billionaire, you know what I'm saying, who had his tech eaten by a super dog that can fly in a squiggly man. You know what I mean? But so that's why, but they were trying to make it, oh, he was joking. Oh, he was a seventh black exploitation. I'm like, all black men are not, if they're smart, are not going to sound like Tyler Perry doing an impression of Baxter Stockman. Oh, get here. Oh, yeah. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Let me repeat that. They're not going to do that. And I'm sorry, older black men are not going to talk like younger black men today. Sorry. They be like, bro, hey, you know what I'm saying? We need this photon charger, bro. Bro, come on, bro. We can't get this done, bro. Superman, bro, we need you, bro. They not gonna sound like that either. And because he was more direct, like when he told me, he was like, Lois, he didn't tell Lois nothing. Hey, walk with me. Bam. You know what I'm saying? When they went on the beachfront. You know what I mean? Like, he was literally the definition of a strong black man. Like, literally. They didn't take no, really, technically, how T'Challa should have been portrayed in the MCU. And I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes that don't feel good to certain people who are not used to a strong black man on, you know what I'm saying, on screen. Let's be honest. There's not been a lot of you know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying, ain't strong black man and ain't taking, what's up, PTO Productions? Just not taking no crap. You know what I'm saying? And walking with his hair high. You know what I'm saying? You know, in like that. You know what I mean? So it was jarring for somebody to see, you know what I mean? A Jim Brown type of figure. You know what I mean? It was jarring for them. And I look, for one, Edie needed redemption anyway. Everybody know about him playing Darwin. You know what I mean? He said what Dre said, strong black man, that bass came out. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, a black man who stands tall, who looks, as someone that's like, I'm not intimidated by you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get this done. I don't give a damn who you are. Y'all, you Superman? All right, then cool. It don't matter. I got nanites inside of your body to find out where you at. Wait a minute, what? You know what I mean? And he's intelligent. You know what I mean? And he not talking like what you think a black nerd should sound like. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody that's black and intelligent don't have to sound like his CW counterpart. because the CW counterpart, oh, I'm Mr. Terrific, and let's go see if we can be able to solve this. No, he came in there kicking ass and taking names, and I like it. See, what's crazy is that, Batman can walk in the room and he could do that. He could walk in, I'm the Batman. Why you talking this voice? Where's Martha? Yeah! Black man come in there and was like, hey, yo, this Murad over here. Hey, let's go handle this business. Hey, you run that dog, man. Take that dog. Get that dog up out of here. It's a problem. I'm just saying, a little gravitas in our boys sometimes makes people uncomfortable. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. So, oh yeah. Hold on, let me aggressively relaxing. What's up? Have you seen an interview where he talks about the I don't need your help, I'm Mr. Terrific scene? He went up to the actor he was going to have to mush and asked if he could do it into his face. That's what's up. He said, no, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that interview. But I did hear what he said about what Fox did with the Darwin character. The Darwin character is supposed to be indestructible. You can't kill him. The first thing they did was kill the first of all, they killed Zoe Kravitz and Darwin in that movie, if y'all forgot. And guess what? Nicholas Holt was in that movie too as Beast. People forget that. Shamira, what's up? Good morning. In the Superman film, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, it shouldn't be the best characters. I like the cast in general. You know what I mean? But I understand where you're coming from. Like stand-up performances, I get it. But let's go ahead and let's get to the actual video. Again, I don't have that much time, but you already know. After these messages, let me go ahead and take us time out. But after these messages, of course, I'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To put that honey sauce on it. I don't like the way it tastes. My chicken wings.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. Let's transition. What the heck? Hold up. That's not what I want to do. There we go. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Let me see. Aisha said, this is why I trust James Gunn. He understands representation and respect of the characters. It was crazy is, when I heard that interview and then I seen the portrayal on screen, this is a shot to Marvel. That's a shot to Marvel. It said, we'll do black representation. This is just my personal opinion, especially how let me just say it like this. Remember, it was the Russo brothers who decided to kill Gamora so Thanos could be able to get the Soul Stone. James Gunn did not want that. So he had to find a workaround to get Gamora back, and it really still didn't fit into the tone of what the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 originally was supposed to be, right? So to me, because we already know recast T'Challa, they killed T'Challa. This is saying, oh, y'all want a cool black dude that's smart on screen? I give him to you. I got you. You know what I mean? And not only was he a significant part of the storyline, he was a big asset to Superman, helping Superman. You can't do nothing but respect James Gunn for that. If you don't like his humor, cool. You don't like anything else he does, cool. But you do gotta respect. He's taken, an African-American character and said, we're gonna do something with him. It's gonna be special without the pushback from the studio. Gotta give him. We gotta give him a little bit of props on that. So, all right, let me go ahead and transition real quick, and let's get over to this. Lita Sage, what's up? He was great in the movie, but at the same time, hold on, wait a minute. he was great great in the movie, but at the same time, I'm still not cool with Africans playing the most prominent black African American hero. Feel like we're being replaced. I get what you're saying, but you got Aaron Pierre getting ready to be Jon Stewart, who was the most popular and the first mainstream black comic book character to come out of DC. So we're getting ready to get the mix. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're a great actor, you're a great actor, though. Edie has been a great matter of fact. I told my brother this because we were talking about this last night about Superman because he watched Superman, and I said if you look at his character, how no, I was talking to my boy Jericho, aka Jay Young. So I was like, if you look at his character, the way he was portrayed in this movie as Superman, go back the way he was portrayed in The Harder They Fall, is damn near the same character, and I love his character in The Harder They Fall. All right, let's get to the variant comics that's going to discuss Mr. Terrific's origin is darker than you think. No pun intended. The DC's third smartest hero. All right, let's get to this, and I want to see exactly what they're talking about.
What's up, my comic comrades? With the Superman movie just around the corner, we're easing into our own summer of Superman with a look at the characters that will be appearing in the movie. And one of those characters is none other than Mr. Terrific.
All right, give me just a second. I was wondering why this looked like trash. There we go.
The third smartest man in the DC universe. So today we figured we'd give you his origin, and then when the movie is a little bit closer, we'll give you the character's full-blown history. In fact, DC just released the first issue of a new 6-issue limited series titled Mr. Terrific Year 1, which promises to be a modern retelling and expansion of Terrific's origin story.
If anybody has a comic, let me know what you think about that comic. I went to my local comic shop. Well, it's not a local comic shop. They just sell comics. They don't even sell brand new comics anymore. So now I gotta get there's no comic shop in my area, nowhere close. So now what I got to do is go to mycomicshop.com to go and get this comic. But if you have read this comic, let me know. Let me know what you guys think about this comic. If you read it. Stamina MC, what's up? Jairus, what's up? Also, I want to kind of point it out. I remember, and I did a short about this. Grace Randolph coming out and said, I don't like the hair. It's too black power for me. I wonder now what she thought about his portrayal being a strong black man with an afro who don't take no ish. I wonder what she had to say about that now. You know what I mean? Because when she came out to it and she was like, I don't like the hair. Like, what you want him to have? The Killmonger cut? We're tired of that hairstyle. Don't nobody have that. What I've known of what I've seen about Mr. Terrific is that he has always kind of had that look throughout his comic run. You know what I mean? So to get frustrated because it is too black powered, that means we have there's power in our. I want you black people. This is just for the black people. There's no shade to white people in here. I love y'all too, but I want to let black people know you have power in your hair. You have power in your stature. You have power in your voice. Never let somebody dim that light.
So we'll definitely include what the first couple of issues give us in our history of Mr.
I know.
Episode in late June, early July. But as for now, let's see how the character got his start. Now, if you're not a diehard comic fan, you probably think there's only ever been one Mr. Terrific, Michael Holt. The one we've seen in animation and the CW, and now making his big screen debut in Superman. But he's actually the second Mr. Terrific. The first Terrific is Terry Sloan. He first appeared in Sensational Comics issue 1 in January 1942 and was a member of the Justice Society of America. But we're going to focus on Michael Holt, Mr. Terrific, as he's the modern era Mr. Terrific and the one that will be appearing in Superman. However,
so to give you guys a kind of a little bit of backstory, so the first Mr. Terrific that came out in the pages of the original DC Comics, he was kind of the guy, he was kind of the guy who was showing kids in the neighborhood, kids, that ain't the way, but not in the gangsterlicious type of way. You know what I mean? So his whole thing was teaching kids that crime and all of that, especially in the era of, of the mob, the gangs of that time. He was that guy to say, hey, he's, fighting mobsters and stuff like that, and being the quote unquote voice other people to say this is not the type of lifestyle that you want to lead. Gangs, mob stuff is bad. So I want you to keep that in mind.
However, we do learn the fate of Terry Sloan and Mr. Terrific in the Michael Holt origin. So with that said, let's get into it. As for Michael Holt, he became Mr. Terrific in his very first appearance, issue 54 of the Spectre. At the very beginning of Spectre issue 54, we see Michael Holt staring at a picture of his recently deceased wife as he stands at the edge of a bridge with train tracks beneath him. He then drops his wife's picture on top of one of the train cars, and it's here a tear rolls down his face as he's about to jump. But
that's actually sad. Now, let me ask you this, just for this portion, would you like to actually see this on screen? Like if they do a Terrific show and they actually show the origin of Mr. Terrific, would you like to see this being portrayed in live action? Technically, on a TV show or anything, I would love to see this. You know what I'm saying? Because number one, it shows a man at his at his lowest point. Number two, this shows that he actually loves his wife. This is kind of like, and let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Doesn't this feel like, for those who seen Cross, the way that Alex Cross was feeling, after he lost his wife? There was points of time that he probably wanted to just, delete himself off the timeline, prune himself. You know what I'm saying? And you got to go through that emotional adventure in the Cross show. I think that if Warner Brothers is smart, think about it like this, if Warner Brothers is smart, I would retell that story in the style of Cross, because everybody loved Eldridge Hodge's take on Cross. If they wanted to really make some money, I would do that. Let's keep going.
Young thugs come up behind him, pointing a gun at him, saying, "Okay, fool, give us all your monies if you want to live."
Fool.
He just turns around saying, "What if I don't care if I live?" The boy with the gun says, "Then we just shoot you and take your monies anyway." At this point, the Spectre shows up telling the thug, "Now that would be a real bad idea, punk." The kid starts shooting at the Spectre, but it's the Spectre, so it does nothing. The Spectre says to the young kid, "Foolish child, had I not already been dead, you would have killed me." The Spectre.
How many people would probably see young black boys shooting at a ghost and be like, that's bad representation too? So it's almost like we can't, if we tell the story and we see black kids shooting at a ghost, and trying to rob food for their monies, some people might have a problem with that. But what do you guys think? Put it in the comment section below and let me know what y'all think about that.
Then reveals his true form while saying, "You have sin in your heart and you should pay." Because remember, the Spectre is God's vengeance. Now, obviously, all the thugs are terrified and run away, but Michael Holt turns around to the Spectre and says, "I suppose I should thank you for saving my life. On the other hand, I'm not so sure I want to live. I guess I'm lucky you came by." The Spectre replies, "It was not luck, Michael Holt. I was drawn by your thoughts. Self-murder is still murder, and murder is the province of the Spectre." Michael then tells him, "My wife is dead. Car accident just tore her out of my life with no warning. All the things I've done with my life, the money I've made, the achievements in sports and science, they're nothing without her. I don't know why I should live." The Spectre then tells him, "You remind me of another acquaintance, a friend I once had. His name was Terry Sloan. And one night, he also stood on a bridge. He had money, brains, everything, but he was bored. He was also rousted by some punk trying to stick him up. Kids who were trying to intimidate their heroes, the gangsters of their day."
Remember I said the original Mr. Terrific, he was kind of the voice or the PSA for young kids who wanted to be mobsters and stuff from back in the day.
We get a flashback of the original Mr. Terrific of the JSA taking down some gangsters. The Spectre goes on to say Terry's solution to create a costumed identity like the other mystery men of the day and show these kids their heroes had feet of clay. He called himself Mr. Terrific, and he made good his claim. For a long time, he was a member of the Justice Society of America, like me. After the war, though, he just sort of dropped out of the hero racket. He came back for one of the annual get-togethers between the Justice League and the Justice Society. This was held on the JSA satellite. I wasn't there over the years. I had drifted off from my old associates. Sloan kept to himself. Always said that guys like me and Dr. Fate made him feel useless, ridiculous. But he had his own reason for attending the reunion that night. When I asked him about it, Sloan just got tight-lipped. It's like he wanted to prove something that he could handle it himself. He was wrong. They found his corpse in the wreckage and a mystery as well. As we see, whatever Terry Sloan, Mr. Terrific wanted to handle alone caused him to die in an explosion. Spectre goes on to tell Michael, Sloan wasn't killed in the explosion. He'd been strangled, and that suggested that one of the heroes, one of Sloan's friends, had killed him. Turned out it was this monster who called himself the Spirit King.
Wow, so this part I did not know, because this is the first time I watched this. So the original Mr. Terrific, it was deleted out of existence in the comics. You know what I mean? That is wild. Now let's keep going, because this is getting interesting.
The ability to merge himself with people's bodies. He took a ride in Jay Garrick, the old Flash, although the Spirit King himself killed Sloan. The jig was up. The Spirit King used Garrick's body again to escape the satellite before even the fastest members of the JLA could stop him. Should have sent up a flare right there. Justice League offered to help pursue the Spirit King and Garrick, but we see Dr. Fate of the JSA tell the Justice League, no, this is a Justice Society matter. We will take care of it ourselves. Michael then tells the Spectre, look, sudden death might be part of your life, like flying, running faster than sound, bending steel with your bare hands. My life isn't that. Satellites in space, spiritual possession, that's not my life. It has nothing to do with me. The Spectre says, there is more. Listen, I was in my human guise doing what I know how to do. Be a policeman. It is something I do from time to time. Pretend I am still alive. There was commotion as I entered the room. The commotion came from outside of it. As we see the Spectre in his human form look out the police window, seeing Jay Garrick Flash yelling Spectre over and over. Spectre goes out and tells Jay Garrick, I'm here. What is it you need? Garrick says, we need to talk and fast. Spectre says, of course. How should the Flash talk but fast? But we will speak someplace more private. Once somewhere private, Jay Garrick, no longer possessed by the Spirit King, tells the Spectre, the gang finally caught up with me at Stonehenge. Correction, that's where the Spirit King let the others catch up to me. I was beat. Spirit King abandoned me and slipped into Power Girl's body and started to lay waste to the JSA. Then things got much worse. As we see, Spirit King then possesses Dr. Fate's body, at which point he's able to take down Hawkman, Power Girl, and Alan Scott Green Lantern.
Man, Spirit King over here wrecking havoc. God, dog.
The Spectre then finds the Spirit King, who's still possessing Dr. Fate's body, in his lair, where he's subduing Power Girl and Hawkman. Spectre deduces that he let Jay Garrick go to tell Spectre what he's been doing so that the Spectre could find the Spirit King. The Spectre then tells the Spirit King, my purpose is to see you pay for the murder of Terry Sloan. The Spirit King, still in Fate's body, says, but it does matter. I assure you, the only reason to kill the so-called Mr. Terrific, aside that he was my enemy, and I hated him, was to lure you into it all, Spectre. You are the prize and have been all along. Not that dear old Terry doesn't have his purposes. As we see the corpse of Terry rise, Jay Garrick says, Terry, it's me, your old buddy Jay. At this point, the Spirit King leaves Dr. Fate's body.
I do, and this is one thing that I kind of liked about the Superman movie. Superman movie is they can go into the weird, they can go into the sci-fi, and it all makes sense. You know what I mean? It all makes sense for them to continue, the story without it had to be grounded and rooted and stuff like. They could just be weird, and I like the fact that sometimes DC could just be weird. They need to make sure that they continue that approach on the big screen. Let's continue.
The Spectre tries to grab him, but his arm just goes right through the Spirit King, with the Spirit King saying, you have no power over me, Spectre. Your authority ends at the grave, and I have stepped beyond it. Ultimately, the Spectre learns that this was a trap laid by the Spirit King's master, Shaitan, an extremely powerful demon. While the Spectre is fighting the Spirit King, we see the real Terry Sloan come back, punching the Spirit King in the face, and then putting him in a headlock. He then tells Jay Garrick, who's being choked out by an apparent corpse of Terry, say to Jay, it's me, your ectoplasm buddy. Don't let that bag of bones there fool you. I'm the real McCoy. At which point, the combined forces of Terry Sloan, Mr. Terrific, Jay Garrick Flash, and the Spectre beat the Spirit King. Jay then tells him, you came back for us, buddy? Terry responds, well, yeah, I had to. Funny, most of my career with the JSA, I felt a little out of class. But right after I'm dead, I finally feel like I truly belong. The Flash responds, Terry, you always belonged with us, buddy. It wasn't powers that made any of us heroes, it's heart. And you always had that in spades. Terry, while disappearing, says, yes, it's a little late, as he disappears in a flash that says fair play. With Jay saying, nah, I think you understood just in time. Rest in peace, buddy. Back in the present, Michael Holt tells the Spectre, amazing, in every sense of the word. I'm not stupid. You've told me this for a reason, but I'm not seeing it. Spectre tells him, a void exists and needs to be filled. No one could ever be replaced. Not your wife, not Terry Sloan, but their passing leaves a void that needs to be filled. You feel the void your wife has left. Mr. Terrific served a purpose, and that purpose isn't filled by Superman or Batman or even the Spectre. He worked at the street level. He reached kids who otherwise would have gone bad. He replaced gangster role models with one that stressed fair play. There is a need for that.
All right, so if you kind of get the point, he was there to make sure I gotta hurry up and get up out of here. But he was there to make sure that somebody else could tell these kids that, hey, look, this ain't the way to go. You want to be gangster out here? You want to be, you know what I'm saying? You want to be out here doing whoop-de-whoop? Look, I'm going to be the embodiment of what not to do. You know what I'm saying? And be a role model for kids. Honestly, from a original, and this is one of those times where, you know, because Mr. Terrific is technically a legacy character, you can look at a legacy character, you know, in what he has done now and being better than or being not only what the original character was, but actually kind of being better for a new generation. I don't think I can be mad at that. That's kind of dope.
Kind of hero today. Get me? Maybe if you feel a void that's out there, you can ease the one that's inside of you. You game? At which point we see Michael is indeed game as he walks up to some young thugs dribbling a basketball, wearing a leather jacket that says fair play on the back, while saying to them, you can call me Mr. Terrific because that's what I am. One of the kids says, Mr. Stupid is what I'm calling you, trying to start something on our streets. Mr. Terrific says, mine now. They then point a gun at him, but Mr. Terrific makes easy work of all of them. At this point, the Inspector shows up again.
Not they had my man with the lightning, the lightning line. Oh my God, I used to have that. When I used to wear my face.
Again, telling the thugs, I hear, I see, there is blood in your hearts. Already you have committed murder there, and you corrupt the innocent as well. Why stay your punishment? Terrific then says, what are you doing, man? As we see the Spectre taking down the thugs while saying, saving others. There is only a void in the hearts of these three. Their poison will spread if left unchecked. Mr. Terrific says, hold on, your gig is avenging those who have been killed, and they haven't killed anyone yet. Then you got no right to be doing what you're doing. Turn them loose, man.
Them.
The Spectre says, and the evil that these boys will do, who will answer for that? Mr. Terrific says, I will. I'll put my soul on the line. If there's a chance of turning any of these kids back, then I claim that right. Fair play, man. Spectre then releases them saying, on your soul, their murders will lie. Terrific says, I'll take that chance. Let me tell you something though, Spectre. However right you may think yourself, what you're doing here was wrong, and the original Mr. Terrific will tell you the same. The Spectre then flies away saying they needed to see that Michael Holt. They needed to see that their hero was strong enough to seemingly face down even the Spectre. It will build your reputation and burnish a legend. Telling us that Spectre only did that to the three thugs to help build Michael Holt's Mr. Terrific reputation in the streets. As far as heroes go, Mr. Terrific has become a very important character in the DC universe and is generally touted as the third smartest man in the DC universe. I mean, he's a polymath and has 14 PhDs. But don't worry, as promised earlier, we will get into all of that and a lot more when we do his History Of episode closer to the Superman release. But what do you think of Mr. Terrific? Are you excited to see him?
So if you guys want me to do later on this week the history, do the reaction to the history of Mr. Terrific, let me know in the comment section. If we could go into the whole entire history, we could, because I've never seen, this is the first time I'm seeing this, so I'm most definitely game for that, you know, just kind of getting more understanding of Mr. Terrific. And for those who want to know more, if you do want to know more, you know what I'm saying, let me know, put it in the comment section or put it in the chat, and let me know if you want to know more about Mr. Terrific that you did not know. We could do a part 2 of this where it goes over the whole entire history of Mr. Terrific. I'm man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of excited.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Oh yeah, I gotta wrap it up because I gotta get up out of here. It is time for me to go and take my car and get my muffler replaced. I mean, not my muffler, get my resonator delete done. So thank you so very much for tuning in to this particular episode of the Dre Mac Show. I will be back later on tonight for Blur AF with Mika G and Bluminati. So make sure that you tune in and see what we're talking about later on tonight. But of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe power, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you back for Blurred AF. Where's my outro at? You already know. I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Huh. Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and Bob Hire, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.